All right, man. Rob Parker tried to play the black card with Matthew Stafford. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And he compared his numbers to Jameis Winston. I'll put it on the screen. Let's talk about it. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And basically put up Jameis Winston numbers, taking out Stafford's 2010 when he was injured. And basically, their numbers look comparable. He basically said if Stafford was black, excuse me, my neck is killing me this morning. If Stafford was black, he would have been out of a job long ago. And I've been saying that, to be honest. Y'all tell Rob Parker to holler at me, come on here. I like Rob. And I just think it's the honest truth. Football has some, football has some issues. We can pull it up. Let me pull it up. Stafford stats next to famous Jameis stats. You can pull them up. Give me a minute. You can pull them up. Famous Jameis. Appreciate everybody for watching too, man. Don't forget, we on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All our social media links are in the description. Obviously, Jameis did not play this year. So let's just look at it, okay? It'll be on your screen. So Stafford has been in the league. Let's talk about career stats. Stafford been in the league 13 going on 12 seasons, going on 13 seasons. So his career, he is 62.6% completion rate. Jameis is probably below that, I believe. Jameis is at 61.4 for his career. Okay. Stafford is over 45,000 yards. Don't know Jameis ain't played as long as him. Jameis is under 2,000. Stafford has 282 touchdowns to 144. Jameis has 110 touchdowns to 88. And they just talked about since 2010. So let's look at it. Since 10, when Stafford was injured, we're going from 11 on down. Stafford, in 11, Stafford was 63.5% completion percentage. Let's see what Jameis was in 11. Well, shit, Jameis wasn't even in the league in 11. So, I don't know what they're talking about. Let's start off in 15 then. 15, Stafford had Stafford was 7-9, 67, over 67% passing completion percentage, over 4,200 yards. He had 32 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Jameis in 2015, he was a rookie, so it's hard to compare. He was under 60% completion, 58, 22 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. His next year, he was over 60%, slightly over 60% completion, over 4,000, 28 touchdowns, 18. So let's look at Stafford next year. Hard to compare these dudes. Stafford was 65%, over 65%, 4,300, 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. So I'm just looking at Jameis. 19 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 19 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Then in 2019, he had a big year. 33 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. But, making a comparison with Jameis Winston to Matt Stafford, I think Matt Stafford is a more talented quarterback. Obviously, they both went number one. I also think Jameis has been held back by being with Bruce Arians. We've seen Tom Brady throw a lot of interceptions this year for trying to go down the field and risk it in the biscuit. But, to compare Jameis, it is what it is. However you feel about it, I do think it's some inconsistency here. That Stafford still got a job with his winning percentage, and obviously Jameis has never made the playoffs. He's been in the league, what? Jameis been in the league, what? Give me a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So Stafford's been in the league for 12 years, going on 13. So that's hard to compare. But they both was in messed up situations. Tampa ain't made the playoffs since 2003. I think Jameis is a good quarterback. They just need a little bit of guidance as far as as far as making high completion throws. And he need an offense that's beneficial to him. Do I think Stafford is more talented? Yeah. I do think Stafford is talented. I love Jameis Winston coming out. I remember he came out with Marcus Mariota. But I get what Rob Parker's saying, and I'll address it in a minute. But I do think, Jameis is a more, respectable quarterback. But, Matthew ain't won a lot of games. Jameis ain't made the playoffs in 4 years being in Tampa. He made it with the New Orleans Saints, even threw a touchdown in the playoffs versus Chicago. But, we do have a color issue in football. And the Lions haven't really had a color issue. Charlie Batch, Rodney Peete, Andre Ware, Josh Johnson, Dante Culpepper. So we have black quarterbacks. Martin Mayhew, black general manager. Back to Brad Holmes, another black general manager. So we really had no issues. We got all black coordinators right now. I don't know who the special teams coordinator, but black offensive coordinator and Anthony Lynn, former Charger coach. Black defensive coordinator Eric Glenn, former All-Pro, two-time All-Pro in the NFL as well too. So I don't think it's a Lions thing. I think it's a National Football League thing. You know, as a black player, you got to be exceptional. Had Lamar Jackson not came in and took the Ravens to the playoffs that year, Joe Flacco was his last year there, you know, maybe he don't get a shot. I mean, Aaron Rodgers failed too. So you can make the case that, you know, both two talented quarterbacks failed late in the draft and they're making the league pay for it. So I do think it's an issue, you know, where we got to overperform. If Jared Goff is black, you know, when he got that contract, you know, Jared Goff didn't have to wait to get his contract. Carson Wentz didn't have to wait to get his contract, but that got to wait. Who else? James didn't get a second chance. Cam had to prove himself for cheap. There was another guy out there I was thinking about that didn't get their contract. Lamar got to wait. That's why I was thinking. There's a lot of guys that got to wait. And you already know the National Football League is prejudice, you know, because it's only one minority owner. There's no black owner, but about 80%, over 80% of the National Football League is black. So I knew where Rob Parker's going. I don't think he's trying to start a race war or none of that nature. It's starting to change, Rob, because we got Dak, you got Deshaun Watson. The majority of the top 10 quarterbacks are black. You know, you got Aaron Rodgers in there, and who else you got? I don't know. Ryan Tannehill got to be somewhere in the 10 and 12 range, but Lamar, Dak, Russell, Watson. I mean, you got 4 right there. Wilson, that's 5. You know, like 5 of those are 5 of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. You got Murray, he got to get in there. That's 6. So, like I said, the majority of the 10 best quarterbacks are black. So, it is starting to turn the corner. We got to be exceptional. That's true. But we was built under pressure. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I just feel about it. I just think that he got a point here that Stafford would have been long gone if he was black. That's facts. You know, Stafford got the benefit of the doubt because Martha and Mr. Ford liked him, or if Mr. Ford was wrong, they liked him. But Rob is making the point that, you know, Jameis out of a job, taking less money, and Stafford keep getting money. Wentz got the benefit of the doubt. Goff got the benefit of the doubt. Rodgers is a dog. Rodgers deserves every dollar he gets. Deserves some more money. We all know that. But Matthew Stafford has been subpar. Matthew Stafford has been utter garbage. Matthew Stafford has been like trash. We all know that. So, I mean, I do think it's to the point where there is some inconsistencies there. A lot. But black quarterbacks are starting to take over the league now. So, if we can make that progression from where Warren Moon had to go to the Canadian Football League, then maybe we get some more progression in the front office and head coaches and, you know, as an ownership. That'd be nice. But it's hard to get a Michael Jordan in football because they don't make as much money as Jordan, especially with apparel and football and with shoes and all of that. I mean, who had the best football shoe? Like Deion Sanders or Barry? So, I mean, Megatron has some shoes too that was nice. So, I mean, Captain, obviously, we already know there's black people. I guess Rob want everybody else to know it, but, you know, it's always been inconsistencies. But we made so much progress in the NFL. We just need to make progress in ownership. And, you know, I want to make that progress. We need to make that progress. And, you know, but Stafford's a better quarterback than Jameis. But if he had that record and he was black in Detroit, he'd have been long gone. That's a fact. He would have been long gone if he had that record in the D. Long gone. But, I mean, who else got a record comparable to that? You know, who else is going to be a lot? I mean, I think the Lions are just more dumb than the racial issue, but, you know, but if James was a quarterback and he had the same numbers as Stafford as far as, you know, win percentage and wins above 500 teams, what would they say? They run him out of time. Oh, I love Stafford. Stafford's done so much. What has Stafford done for us other than charity work as far as on the field? Nothing. They held on Stafford way too long. Remember, it wasn't on their terms they wanted to get rid of Stafford. It was on his terms he wanted to leave. So he really quit on the city. And, you know, in my opinion, but hey, he was allowed to walk. Does that say more about Sheila in the front office than said about back in the day with Barry and Calvin? Yeah, we can make some progression, but hey, making some progression. But let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, response, or video request. All my social media links description, Twitter, Sportscastr, Facebook, and Instagram. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link in the description. Best way to donate is share video. Appreciate the love, support. One time for one time. We going. Don't forget to check out the channel right here on YouTube. Goodfellas Sports TV. We out.